She told me not to come so casually that at first I thought I'd misheard her. We were in the kitchen, the evening light slanting through the window, her phone in her hand, thumb scrolling nervously. "It's just, my boss doesn't really want partners there," she said. "Especially not you." "Not you," I laughed, waiting for the punchline. It didn't come. She avoided my eyes, suddenly very interested in the pattern of the countertop. We were engaged, 2 years together. A ring she'd cried over when I proposed. And now I was being uninvited from a party, like an embarrassing acquaintance. "Why wouldn't your boss want me there?" I asked. She hesitated just long enough to make my stomach tighten. "It's complicated," she said. "It's a work thing. You wouldn't understand." That hurt more than I expected. I'd supported her through late nights, weekend deadlines, last-minute presentations. I knew the names of her co-workers, the office politics, the stories she brought home every day. But suddenly, I was someone who wouldn't understand. The party was on Saturday, a big one apparently, her boss's promotion, a rented venue. Everyone from the company would be there. She told me again it was better if I stayed home, that it would just be awkward otherwise. Then she kissed my cheek, grabbed her coat, and left for a quick meeting, as if nothing strange had just happened. The house felt quiet in a way that made my thoughts loud. I tried to tell myself I was overreacting. People have weird work boundaries. Maybe her boss really was strict. Still, the way she'd said, "especially not you," kept replaying in my head. Saturday came. She dressed more carefully than usual, choosing a dress I'd only seen once before. She checked herself in the mirror, adjusted her necklace, and for a moment looked nervous. When I told her she looked beautiful, she smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. "Don't wait up," she said, grabbing her bag. "I won't," I replied, though I hadn't decided what I would do yet. I tried distracting myself that night, ordered food, put on a movie, the kind where you don't have to think too much. But my phone kept lighting up with social media notifications, people tagging the location, photos pouring in. And then I saw it. A picture of her. She was standing next to her boss, both of them holding drinks, smiling a little too comfortably. His arm was around her waist. Not a polite, distant arm, a familiar one. The caption read, "Couldn't have done this without my favorite person." My chest felt hollow. I refreshed the page, hoping I'd misunderstood. More photos followed. Them laughing, them leaning close, her head tilted toward him in a way I recognized, a way she used to lean toward me. I didn't message her. I didn't call. I just watched as the story unfolded online, frame by frame, each one confirming what I hadn't wanted to believe. This wasn't about me not being welcome. This was about me not being wanted there. She came home after midnight. I heard her keys, her heels clicking softly as she slipped them off. She froze when she saw me sitting on the couch, lights on. "You're still up," she said, forcing a smile. "I saw the party," I replied. Her face changed instantly. The smile vanished, replaced by something defensive. "You were spying on me?" "No," I said calmly. "People post things. I just happened to see." She opened her mouth, closed it, then sighed. "It's not what it looks like." That sentence landed like a tired cliché. I gestured for her to sit. She didn't. She paced instead, running a hand through her hair. "He's my boss," she said. "Things get blurred sometimes. It doesn't mean anything." "Then why couldn't I come?" I asked. Silence. "Why did you tell me your boss didn't want me there?" I continued. "When the truth is you didn't want me there." Her eyes filled with tears. But I'd learned by then that tears didn't always mean regret. Sometimes they just meant being caught. "I didn't want drama," she whispered. "So you chose lying instead," I said. She tried to explain how powerful he was, how important the job was, how she didn't want to risk anything. Each word pushed her further away, because nowhere in her explanation was there a place for me, not as her partner, not as her future husband. I stood up and walked to the bedroom. She followed, panicking now, asking me to talk, to calm down. I opened the drawer where I'd kept the ring box, the one I sometimes took out just to remind myself how certain I'd been when I bought it. I placed it on the bed between us. "What are you doing?" she asked. "I'm listening to what you already told me," I said. "You made it clear where I don't belong." She cried harder then, promised it was a mistake, said she'd fix things, set boundaries, do whatever it took. But trust isn't something you glue back. Together at midnight after a party you weren't supposed to know about. I didn't yell. I didn't insult her. I just told her I couldn't marry someone who was willing to erase me when it was inconvenient. Someone who chose a boss's approval over her partner's dignity. She packed a bag that night. In the days that followed, people reached out. Friends who'd heard rumors. Co-workers who'd noticed things long before I had. Apparently, I'd been the only one in the dark. That realization stung, but it also brought clarity. I hadn't lost something perfect. I'd escaped something dishonest. Weeks later, I ran into her by chance. She looked smaller somehow, less sure of herself. She told me the job didn't work out the way she'd hoped, that the boss had moved on, just like he always did. She asked if we could talk, really talk, about what we'd lost. I wished her well, and I meant it, but I also knew that what we'd lost wasn't a future. It was an illusion. That night, alone in my apartment, I realized something important. Being told not to come to a party had felt like rejection.